Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib Event Horizon. The current raid going on. We still have our first
Damn it.
incarnation of the the shipwreck map targets, which are going to run for another just about 3 hours. Um, People will start getting half repair momentarily. But let me go ahead and introduce everybody from left to right on your YouTube screen. Magic Mike. Okay, he's still adjusting his.
Maybe not.
No, I think I'm here. Sorry about the YouTube.
Alrighty.
Got edit muted. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Mike. Lady Cat.
Hello.
Jeff.
Hey.
And Aussie.
Good morning.
So I think we're going to start with the slides, but I think Jeff is in the only one here that's in alpha, where the raid has just started in beta, where I am. But at the point the show started, so that's I don't have much information as far as the actual target, so we'll get to that a little bit later. I'm going to put Lady Cat on present, and we will start some slides.
Your mic's off if you don't know.
Oh, yeah. Somebody was just yelling at me for some reason, even though I'm on the show. Alrighty. Bug fixes. Blueprints. Iron 1 appearing under the Blueprints tab. Doesn't really impact anybody. Some turrets in the SSRB base parts side cannot be targeted or damaged. Did anybody run across that? Because I hit that target.
Yeah. Yes.
You ran into that? What were you using?
I don't think it was in the SSRB though. But
I never had
it might
that.
have been. It was in something, and yeah, the very last.
I heard about it in the expedition, so I don't know what this is about.
The same thing, just a turret that you fire at, and it doesn't die. It hits you, but it wasn't. It was in the pillage that I had that problem.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it in the. I have not seen it in the SSRB. I don't know if anybody in YouTube. Invisible turrets to the very top of the SSRB. In the 109s? I don't know, I'm confused now. Okay, hybrid retrofit groups not applying to armors with deflection. There was a couple of armors that was getting misapplied to. Chris listed them off at some point. I really wish it's the QA person is going to be coming back August 1st, and talked to her a few days ago, but yeah, I told her that the bug fixes have gone back to unintelligible. They come across to me as like an email you send to somebody, and this is the subject line, assuming that they're going to read the rest of it. So I don't know. The next one is our mutiny feature. If an alliance leader goes inactive 3 months, a button to replace the general will appear to officers, the lieutenants, but demoted leader will automatically be promoted to take over the alliance.
I think that's a good one.
Yeah. 3 months seems like plenty of time.
It's fair.
Yeah. The option to open all chests of the same type has been added. This is I don't know. I've looked at it. It seems like it's gonna. Has anybody pushed the button to see what happens if it warns you?
No.
Yeah, I'm afraid to, because it's like, oh, do you want to open all 57 chests? And I'm like, why would I ever want to?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean,
Right.
maybe for that one with the collector's chest.
Those stupid little ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stupid little ships one. Maybe they'll rename it that, but it's not probably high on their list. But that's the only one that makes sense. The rest of them, it's going to be you're going to overload immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't make a lot of sense to me unless somebody can.
Especially if you do it accidentally. You think you're on something else, and you, like
Yeah.
I say, you think you're on that one to get rid of all the ships, and you open one of the other chests, and there goes all your res, all your uranium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Yeah, I don't even think it should be added. I mean, maybe they'll make it a quality of life thing in 6 months to remove it. But yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves, I guess. So, anything else on bug fixes for anybody? Okay, well, let's move on then.
Sorry.
This is the assault cycle calendar, keeping you guys up to date. Right now, we're in the 9/24 update, beginning of the June raid, and next week we're going to have the new Forsaken missions cycle, which I'm hoping have not accounted for the Praetorian yet. It would have been nice to get a little bit of notice, but I have no clue if we're going to start to see new targets or a change in the points economy associated with it. And VXP weekend, and then the inventory management version 2. So
Now, why can't Kix give us a nice calendar like this other than the calendar on the right? But on the calendar on the left, why can't Kix give us a nice calendar like this? Why can't they do this?
well, at one point, well, this is taken from what Chris did. It's in his diary, but at one point I changed the format, and then at one point, even with the typos, he had copied and pasted mine into the briefing. But at least it was out there for everybody. But I try to keep it up to date based on what Chris has given me from, or given everybody in the forums from his CM diary.
Right. Well, this is just a lot easier to read.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Mm-hmm. So then June bounty, raids. So not much else there. So let's move forward. All right, I wanted to throw this one out there. This offer popped up for me earlier today, and the reason I bring it up is I know a lot of people on this show have been very efficient in pillage using the last pillage hitting like the 63 and the 80. My assumption, the 63 is a siege target and the 80 is a skirmish target. And the people that were successful using them used Hydras and Prototype Seekers. I'm expecting it to change to, I'm not hoping it changes because I did quite well with it. And I know Aussie did quite well with it with, I got 900,000, but you ended up with 6 point something.
6.2, I think. I can't remember. Something like that.
6.2, 6.4 million. Majority of the time hitting the 63 and the 80s, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah. So, and I don't have Proto Apollos built. So my best hope is if I want to keep on hitting those second level targets that paid out pretty well, is using mana cores. Because I don't have the Proto Apollos built. I've actually melted some down that were partially built. So for 100 gold, you do get the ability to upgrade. I have 10 ships, so upgrade all 10 of them to U3 for potential use in pillage. I don't know that this is going to work. I don't know that that change is going to occur.
Hang on a minute. Can you use Manticores in the 63s? Because I use Hydras.
No. What I'm saying is, I'll step back a little bit. As we've changed raid cycles,
yeah,
we're probably going to see a change in pillage.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I must have missed that bit. Okay.
Yeah, and so we're going to go to assault now that the assault
Okay.
cycle is ending. That's my
Yeah,
assumption, either this month or next month. So I'm thinking for 100 gold, upgrading 10 gold a ship, if they work. I don't know if they're going to work, and I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm just making sure people are aware of this. That this might be a good deal, or it may suck. I have no idea, but I just want to make people aware of it, because we don't know what Kix is going to do. So just tossing that out there because it's
a good deal.
yeah. Well, I didn't calculate the original cost of 2,565 gold. I'm not sure how that was calculated. But and I'm not sure if different people have different prices or whatnot.
No, mine's coming out at 100 as well, US.
Okay. Is your original price the same?
Yeah, it should be. Oh, yeah, it'd be exactly the same deal. Yeah,
Okay.
hang on a minute. I'm just bringing it back
Is it
up.
96% off?
Yeah, 96% off, 2,565. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they're adjustable because I have 10 of those ships. So yeah, Willis is saying it's a good deal. It's a good deal if it really helps in those future targets. If it doesn't do anything, if they're still not great in those targets, then it's not such a good deal. If you like, okay, well, I'm just going to use my my Nemesis or my Saturns, because part of my fear with the next pillage is this grouping will be aligned towards the Proto Apollo, and potentially to get the match again, you might need to have either Eradicator or Skirmish. Who knows which? I mean, Eradicator or the one Shrike, yes, for the for that target, and then would you need the Saturn and the Nemesis for the other ones to complete the set? Because we figured out you could get well over 100,000 points per hour hitting the low level targets. So I'm just bringing that up for everybody.
Well, that's what I worked out. See, I could hit 30 sets of the lower level targets in an hour. So that's 150,000 points an hour.
Yeah.
And that's what I was working on. And that's instant repair. You come out, I repaired every time, even though if it's only like 10 seconds, just repair it. Yeah.
Did you auto both of them or only?
No, you couldn't auto the Hydra one. If you do auto the Hydra one, the stupid things went to the center. And that's, I think, where they were taking all the damage. If they went around the outside, it might not have been so bad. But they drive straight through the middle and sit there.
The Protos were auto, so it was kind of nice. You could drive the Hydras and auto the other.
Yeah, well, they would that's right. I drive the Hydra. By the time I come out, the prototypes are finished. So you could repair both at the same time and then go straight into another one. So as I was saying the other day, it took exactly 2 minutes from the time you hit a target to the time you could hit the next target. It was 2 minutes. So that's why I was doing 30 an hour.
Yeah. So I'm just throwing it out there, make people aware, and the why I found it interesting is not for anything besides upcoming pillage events. So, all right. Let's move on, see what we got. All right. Event Horizon runs till Tuesday, rolling end. And this is the last set in the assault cycle. And this appears to be our last 3-month normal cycle for a while. So the targets, we've got 2 new targets. Very similar to what we've seen forever. They keep on switching out the S sets and bringing the rest of them down to the bottom. I don't know. Anybody have anything? As far as I know, there's not been a huge change besides the addition of the 2 new targets.
Well, the 2 new targets are a huge change, though, right?
Yeah, I'm just
usually
saying, as far as the prize structure, the The points.
Right. Right, but they went and changed the targets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which they do.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time they. So, and you no longer get the completion bonus on the older ones, which can be good, which sometimes people will find if you don't have both, that you might be better off hitting one over another. So,
yeah.
Okay. Let's go and see what else we got. All right. The Silverfish. This is the new primary haul. So we'll talk about it a little later. There's going to be a secondary specialist haul that comes out. It does have a CIC slot. We have 2 choices at this point. It is a surface fit ship. Fires depth charge, and it's got a 3-day, 12-hour time. Which I think is a little bit shorter than what we've been seeing, but not a huge amount. As you might recall, as far as this changeover to this new cycle, which we talked about probably about a little over a month ago, 6 weeks ago, they promised for the primary a 30% reduction in build time, because we're only going to have, and we'll get into this maybe a little bit more, the way the targets are going to cycle is our S sets will be around for 2 months, and then they become A sets, and then new S sets, and then they keep on cycling on a 2-month cycle. So some interesting parts of this is it definitely is a stacking haul. If you take a look at the Silverfish effect in the game, not in the briefing, because the briefing is still messed up, you basically increase the base armor of the ship by itself for each ship for each ship you have. You start off with 1700 survival. You get 1700 for each ship within the 50 range. And then it has this, which nobody's seen at this point, I'm assuming, is a UAV that has a longer range that will stun the ships for a 1.5 seconds, which could be interesting. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm assuming this is going to increase in reload associated with ranking, but I am not certain. I would assume so, based on past what we've seen in the past. So, any thoughts on this one? It's not that fast. I mean, I'm also, well, we'll get to this at the end because there's a lot of missing parts, I think, to this haul. The technology we have not received yet.
Did you verify, based on, say, building a Nemesis, is this 30% faster?
We're going to get to that component by component. Yeah, the weapon is definitely, we're seeing something, but the rest of it, the special that we got, we're not really seeing that.
Okay.
Any thoughts on the haul by itself? There's a couple more clicks here, but don't click them yet. I'm just seeing if anybody has any initial impressions of the Silverfish.
I hate the name.
Yeah.
And it does look like a silverfish.
It does. I hate those.
So what's the stun time of 1.5 and a reload of 4? It's going to do a lot of stunning. I wonder how they compensate for that. If lots of ships coming at you and it's only going to stun one of them, or
Well, look at the dead zone. It's 97 to 130, and you're not going to. So you can stun them at the periphery, and then you're going to have to close in on them because once the weapon will see there's going to be a dead zone where you can't stun them and you can't fire at them. So you need to close in on them at that point.
Yeah, I completely missed that.
Yeah.
And then it will depend on the range of the normal weapon. That if you can get it within inside that 97 to 130, depending on what weapon it is, or right on the edge. Oh, okay. So it's only short range, isn't it? They're only usually.
I think it's 93. There is a dead zone in there, so it's not like it doesn't have crossover.
Oh, okay. Gatling gun. Yeah, there it is. 93. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you sort of got to like get into range, drop that, move in a little bit, and then run back out. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's slow, so that's probably not going to work.
Yeah, but we, like after we get through it, I don't think we've seen the engine for this thing yet. And that's well, let's go to. We're getting ahead of. Let's click.
Yeah, sorry.
That's no problem. We also have upgrades already available, including combat speed, aura combat speed, stacking, aura 5. So we're going to add 15% just for being at U1. And then we get the thorns coming back again. Which are good. Though, I don't know. We could probably spend thorns. Basically, any projectile that hits it reflects this damage back to the ship that fired it. So high salvo, low damage weapons actually do more harm to who's shooting at you than you. It has a cooldown time of 1 second. I'm not sure why it says plus 1 second. I don't know why any of these things say plus, unless more specials or more things are going to come out. And then at U3, we get additional survival. So, and also the upgrade tokens associated with this are currently in the shipwreck targets that are out there as a random drop at the completion of the target. So
Might as well just give you a ship that gives you 30 days build.
yeah,
By the time you add all these things onto it, it's like 30 days later, you got a ship.
They are. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. So let's see the next click.
Oh,
All
there
right.
we go. Yeah.
All right. This is the Silverfish primary, and I'm pushing for the Firebrat to be the secondary specialized one that's coming up. So we'll see. I talked to Chris today because I wanted to know what the name of the next one was, and they hadn't come up with it yet. So I put this one as this. He says he's going to throw this into the grouping, but I'm just didn't want to keep on talking about the other ship, so we're going to call the other ship the Firebrat, and this is the Silverfish. So let's go on and further explain what's here. In June, the targets will be Assault, which we're experiencing right now. The season will end and we'll have the hull story as usual. You'll be able to get 1 new skirmish hull with the build time significantly lower than they've been before. Previously, they've said 30% in other places, but not here at this point in time. And then in July, we will be getting the top targets will be skirmish, but the assault targets will be the A sets. The skirmish will be the S sets, and then the assault will be the A sets. And then the supplementary hull will be released. It will be cheaper than the hull released in June and would serve a specialized purpose, which we still do not know. Can you click again? And then basically they're telling you here that the Silverfish is powerful of the 2 targets, or of the 2 hulls that you're going to win. But it has much shorter build times. If we went through the whole old briefing type thing that he did, the expectation would be a 50% reduction in build time, as opposed to 30, which is the expectation for the Silverfish. And maybe at times when people were asking for lower build times, they didn't know at that point in time to ask for shorter upgrade times. So
Yeah, because we didn't know we'd get upgrade tokens the same time we got the blueprint.
Or Kix just doesn't understand what that means.
Why can't we just get the ship already upgraded? We need to get rid of these upgrades. Who has time?
yeah, the upgrades, and yeah, I don't know why they brought the upgrades in.
I kind of made sense at first when they just wanted to make the old hulls better, so they But now it's releasing them at the same time. What they've done is added effectively 3 more specials to every ship. I mean, that's what the U1, U2, and U3 is. It's just like adding more capabilities.
Yeah. It's
So
like
you,
adding a
they've
little
just
special.
3 more.
Well, with really long build times relative
Right.
to special.
Right.
Yeah.
Long build times that use your shipyard. Yeah.
So these will
Yeah,
probably
if you're going
be,
6 days for a special, my God.
yeah, exactly. For one ship.
And you know that promise that the upgrades will just improve the situation, but everybody else will still be okay. Is
Not required, yeah.
yeah. If we could trust that, it would be okay because all you're doing is basically paying now instead of later. But I don't trust that.
No. I think, is there another click on this one?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, we can go back as far as if anybody has anything else. I've just thought we might have more. Because I built a lot of clicks into this one.
I just have one question. So in July, we'll still have assault targets. Does that mean the S targets that we have now will be the A targets?
I do not know. I'm not even sure they know yet. I'm not sure if they get moved down a step as far as points. I don't know what the point economies look like.
My guess would be is the A sets would just stay and act as the step down.
Yeah, but we're already way prepared for the S sets from assault. So I don't.
But everybody's incentivized to have the ship for the S sets because the A sets are so grindy. If you just do A sets, you're not going to finish the raid very quickly.
Well, my fear is that we'll get our current S sets targets with A set point payouts.
Right. That's my fear too.
Oh, I really, really hope not.
Yeah. But that's my fear, and that's why I'm not going to say, oh, I think it's going to work this way, because I could also see it working that way. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but that is my fear of what will happen. So, okay, well, let's go look at the CICs, which are all happy and shiny because these do not have any build time.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so you can swap these in and out as long as you have an empty shipyard.
Same as the Saturns then.
Yes, yeah, yes, and so there's 2 different ones, and we also learn the name of the flag for the silverfish is the steel plate silverfish. You're going to have similar functionality as the bat ray, with the smart torpedo damaging aura for a range of 130. And then on the next one, we have a CIC that provides a cav strength of 400, which will raise enemy subs to let you fire at them more easily. I think we've seen us all before. What mix do we use? I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, hopefully we're going to see the VXP targets. They don't make videos anymore to let us see the targets. But yeah, I don't know what the correct mix is at this point, because we don't know what the targets are going to look like. But the good side is, leave your shipyard open at certain points, and you can just swap them in and out however you choose.
Kind of a trick in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. Who do you want to cosplay as? Bat Ray or Razortail? I don't know. That's an interesting question, Cuttlefish, and we'll have to leave that one for the after show, because I think Jeff already has ideas about this one. So let's go to the next one. The Barb Gatling Gun. This is where we're first starting to see a reduction in the component build times. I think,
That's a nice time.
yeah, because we've also I forgot to bring it up, but there's 10 weapon slots on this one. There's only 8 on our current assault things, our assault hulls, but those are at like 17 hours each. So we've seen a third of the build time associated with this. But the other thing I'm assuming is at this point, without looking at the targets, that we're going to have to also put in older countermeasures like the Cormorant anti-torpedo, which there's 5 available in this raid, and then the Gale 4, which have about 12-hour build times. So there's going to have to be a balance created between those two. It's range 93, as we were talking about before, because the UAVs had a range. What was it? 97 was the minimum. 97 was the minimum range. So yeah, you need to close this range of 4 between stunning and whatnot, which could provide for an interesting dynamic. So, any thoughts on this one, anybody?
It's a good build time.
Yeah.
Is it counterbalanced by the hull time, or is it hull time okay?
The hull time's a little bit lower than what we've been seeing before.
Is it 3 days, something?
Yeah. But the problem is we haven't seen everything. I've seen a lot of people on Discord like, oh, here's my build. It's still 16 hours. Or 16 days, I'm sorry. But I'm like, okay,
Let's start that again.
Yeah. 16 minutes. No.
16 seconds.
Yeah. No, but it's still like 16 days, but they're putting in old armor. They're putting in all this old stuff that hasn't been brought up.
Which are longer build times.
Yeah. So, and it has a little laser sighter on it, which is interesting. But let's go to the next one. Here, we're not really seeing the reduction in build time. This is the new Advanced Concussive Payload 3. I compared it to 2. Maybe that's not what I should compare it to as far as the build times. I'm more putting it together as far as I don't know. Some people might want to put these on their bat rays. I don't know.
19 hours.
Yeah. With the additional concussive reload and damage, 10% of each, with a +3 increase in weapon weight. But we're not seeing a lot of mercy here as far as build time associated with the ACP-3. So
yeah, they took 12 hours back from the nice gains they gave us.
yeah. So yeah. So
at least you only have to put 1 of these on per ship, not like a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably what they're looking at. Weapons, you got to put 4, 5, 6 weapons on, so they've reduced the time on them. This is only a one-off item per ship. Yeah.
And that's what I'm keep on saying is I don't think we've come close to seeing the technology or the specials or armor that we're going to see on this ship. So people that want to go out and build this thing tonight, if you want to build the whole thing, good luck to you. But you're gonna yeah. I think what we're gonna see a lot of is slower shorter build times, hopefully, associated with this stuff. But this is not a great example of that. Maybe it should be compared to some of our assault specials, which have similar build times as far as tier 8 specials. So, and maybe they're going to lower things. Some of these things that are going to be common on our ships. But let's see what the next one is. Okay, this is a special that's removed, which is just confusing all by itself. It says it increases concussive damage, splash, and sonar range. And you look at the stat block, and it increases explosive damage, not concussive damage. And then, can you click again, Lady Cat?
Oh, yeah.
They pull it because wasn't yet planned to be available since the silverfish does not have an explosive weapon made for it at this moment. That's what he said in the regular chat, but then in his announcement, it has no current use. I don't think looking at personally, I don't think looking at the silverfish that it's ever going to be an explosive ship offensively because it doesn't have the specials for it. And I think this is actually meant for the fire brat. So, because, can you go back to the ship, Lady Cat?
Yeah, they've accidentally pre-released the Fire Brat special, I think.
Yeah. As you see in the attack, it has concussive reload and concussive damage. So I don't think that special was intended for it, at least as the stat blocks lined up. But if you saw the flavor text, as we call it, it lined up. So I'm not really sure what was going on there. So thoughts? I mean, I see some definite things that are missing for people that want to jump out and build this ship. We're missing the we're missing it probably. We're definitely missing the armor. We're missing the armor special. We are probably missing another damage special. Probably a counter. I don't know. Do we have the countermeasure special that might be part of this? Or
Now we're missing the armor for both the FM and the Rage. What's going on?
Yeah. And when are we going to see these? Are we going to see them both in the FM?
And are they going to be limited?
Oh, almost certainly.
I don't know, because normally they don't do these armors limited. Not your bread and butter armors. It's the specialist armors that they make limited, like the D7M, D7CO. That you only need to put one on per ship or whatnot. So
yeah. So we'll probably see another folded ferrite type armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Folded ferrite 3.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Is this D7CO for this then?
No, because that's corrosive.
Oh, CO. Wrong C.
Yeah. So I think it's CT what do they do? CT.
Yeah, CT is concussive.
Yeah, even though there's no T in concussive, but we'll leave it that.
Yeah, I know.
Concussive torpedo, I think is.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, because the original C is ballistic.
Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, cannon, yeah. Ballistic cannon.
Torpedo.
Yeah. Well, I'm just explaining why it was a C. Yeah. And then penetrative is M, and yeah. So
it all makes sense to somebody.
They went to the same grammar school for English that they did for math.
Yes, they had a special.
Well, then you got corrosive, which is CO. Still don't know where the T. Like you said, where does the T come from in CT?
Well, torpedo. That's what Jeff mentioned.
Oh yeah, concussive torpedo. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
just like penetrative missile, because that's what it should have been, right? PM.
Okay. Well, do we have anything on this text cycle? Because the next one that we're going to get to, if we don't have anything else on this, is going to be the flagship for the Praetorian. Unless we have anything else on this.
No.
Okay. The FM flag it's sort of, the Greta had higher defenses. It had the remote targeting evade up to 97. This one has some weird things that I think we're actually going to have to see the upcoming targets. I don't know. It's 4-day, 22 hours, which is not bad.
That's good for a flag.
Yeah, it's good for a flag. And the Emperor's Praetorian is most in its element when battling multiple enemies. And if you look at the tortoise formation, so it means that if you were in 50 range of a target and 50 range of another ship, it will apply these bonuses.
Okay.
Which I'm like, okay, these targets going to be way different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Considering the
It
fact
says there
that
has to be
if I'm
3 or
within-
more.
if I'm in 50
Just-
range, it's going to be dead. Yeah. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, are they going to
You think
swarm
so?
us or something? The only way you could have 3 ships is if
Or
it's
3
gonna be-
turrets or buildings. I'm not sure what's.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even specify, does it?
It
Hmm.
just says enemies, 3 or more enemies are nearby.
So I guess that's including turrets. I didn't read it that way, but it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And give it one more click.
But all the turrets come in like pods of turrets, so that's kind of a weird
Yeah.
addition. That's why I didn't read it that way.
Well, and also we're not getting that close to them. We're not getting within 50 range.
No. What's the range on a thing? On a weapon? 90? No. What is it? I think.
Well, with my lowered mounts, I got about that close. It seemed I was getting.
Yeah,
really-
this will have the same range as a lowered mount because
Well,
it
lowered mount should be 88.
yeah, it's going to be 88 unless you put lowered mount on this because it already takes lowered mount into account with its negative.
Well, I'm just looking at an Inferno at the moment. I've got lowered mounts on it, and its range is 88. That's with lowered mount.
On the Praetorian?
No, not on the Praetorian. I'm just talking I haven't got the Praetorian built. I was just looking at my my Inferno.
Okay, I'm thinking the Inferno Dragons, as I recall, the Inferno Dragons, the Praetorian. Okay, the Inferno Dragon with lower cannon or lowered explosive mount and the Praetorian have the same range because it has less of a rocket range boost than the Inferno Dragon. The thing I did find unusual was that the flag has 3 additional combat speed than the base ship. It's 38 versus 35.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is
Good
unusual.
Good thing the engines that I'll probably put on it synchronize, but
Yeah. So I was thinking.
sync drive.
If we,
Well-
I don't think that's the engine for the ship, but
Yeah, you keep saying that, but they can't possibly give us. Oh no, I guess I better take that back.
yeah.
Because that would mean they would give us new armor, new specials,
Mhm.
and the only thing that'll stay is maybe the weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think they're thinking this was a tank?
Put it out in front.
Why is it a tank? It doesn't have. Look at its defenses, except for the up to 9. The 2% difference in remote targeting evade. This doesn't scream tank to me. The only way it screams tank at all to me is as opposed to being limited to 4 countermeasure slots. The flag can have 8 countermeasure slots if it wants. All of them go both ways.
I'm tired of running tanks.
Tired of tanks. Okay.
I really am. I don't know.
You just want to stack them and rack them.
I want to stack them and drive them. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. I don't know. I think it provides, as far as driving, I think it provides a simple way to add a little bit of strategy. They could add more complicated ways besides running a tank.
Yeah,
So-
they always do that.
Philip wants me to know explain how the remote targeting evade works. Basically, if in the mass, as an example, the Mastodons and the 120s, the 121s, whatever, as far as FM targets, the closer we are to the maximum range of the remote targeting of that, the higher our evade becomes. So you would take I think it would span between the base evade of the ship, as built, without using remote targeting, and the further it gets away towards the maximum, goes up to that level. So if you're at 100% or 99.9% of the remote targeting range of the Mastodon in this instance, is that's when you're going to see this maximum. So every increment closer, you're going to see something closer to the evade of your ship. So
I know you just explained it, but I'm not sure I understood it. I think I need pictures.
The further away you are, the more evade you get.
Yeah.
The closer you get, the less evade you have.
Well, there you
There
go.
you go. Simplified.
yeah. I think that's what I said, but yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know why the combat speed is faster. I don't know if we're going to come out with my only guess, which we've seen before, is that we're going to see flagship only weapons that add survival and something to make this tankier.
Yes.
So that's my guess. I don't have any inside knowledge on this, but that's the only reason that this makes sense by itself, is this is the lead ship. And so we're going to see some sort of flagship only thing that is going to make it a tank.
Okay,
And
Dr. Death and tinfoil hat.
I don't know. No. We've seen this before with the Bat Ray. We've seen it quite a few times. So I'm not sure if it's tinfoil hat. I'm not talking about they're doing this just to, sneak up and watch what you're doing in bed and whatnot.
You've seen flags 3 faster than the regular fleet many times before.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the reason they might be doing it. I'm talking about the fact that what I'm expecting, based on seeing this, is that we're going to see a weapon or special that is flagship only that would turn this into a better tank than the normal ones. That's why it's faster. So it would be leading ahead.
And they have been coming up with all these flagship only weapons. So
Yeah, that's
makes
what I was saying. Yeah. No, you guys need to shut me off if I say, I've seen a lot of flagships that have faster combat speeds than the rest of them. But no, it was more that point, as far as that we may see something that's only equipable to the flag. So,
which we've seen in a lot of other ships already.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting the possibility they just got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graphical error.
I have thought of that, as I brought stuff up earlier in the show. That is a distinct possibility, but most of the time they copy and paste stuff over and then they forget to make changes. Not like, okay, we're going to copy and paste this over, and then Junior, that's the intern over there, he's going to add 3 there, and we're all going to be good. So, yeah, there's different ways this could work. But yeah, it's sort of a baffling haul unless we start seeing other stuff come out, because this tortoise thing doesn't make sense. The combat speed doesn't make sense unless we see some flagship only weapons, specials, armor, whatever come out to have this all come together for us.
Yeah, because like you say, you usually wouldn't get within 50 range.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you wouldn't usually get within 50 range of something. You'd be using your max range all the time.
Yeah,
and
correct.
Your max range is more than 50. So
yeah,
like I said, that just does not make sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's why I thought maybe they're going to drastically change the targets, actually, because it makes sense if we're going to be hitting turrets and the ships are going to move this time and get in our range, like get in our faces, like some of the other FM targets in the past. Because then there's going to be boats running into that 50 range.
Well, you're saying they're going to drive now?
They're going to. This is the first. I think this is the first FM where they didn't move. Every other FM they moved, right?
Well, they move at times on these ones.
Yeah, I noticed that. I randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you moving? You never moved before.
Whatever, you know.
The captain just goes, "Ah, damn it, we're gonna get killed if we just sit here and
So
time to all that. What do they say? All ahead, full ramming speed."
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn the torpedo.
Oh,
Full speed
TMI.
ahead. Okay.
But isn't that likely though? Like the even at the three target thing, maybe they didn't mean turrets. I don't know. Just it seems. Just my thought was that we were going to be fighting more than like things that get in range.
Well, if you take a look at the frenzy as well, I think we're going to get some things in there that are hard to kill, because the frenzy is you know the idea behind the frenzy is you kill something that's easy to kill, and then you get this double damage once you kill something for what is it, like a second? Oh, 4 seconds. 4 seconds. You kill something and then you double your damage for the next 4 seconds. So I think we're going to see something where if you're flying along, it might be some stuff that's going to last for a while. That's why we're getting all this stuff. I think the targets are going to significantly change, and I don't necessarily think they're going to be ships. They could be ships. They could be turrets. They could be some aura generator. I don't know. That causes some of the problems, because we could be running into aura generators that dull our ability to do damage. I have no idea.
Or maybe tracking torpedoes. That might be another possibility.
Yeah, except we only have explosive and penetrating resistances or survival. So I don't know if we got torpedoes, but maybe we got like
penetrating torpedoes.
Well, do you ever do the expedition associated with titanium?
No.
Okay. They have these missiles that fly up in the air, and they have a huge arc on them, and it takes them about 3 or 4 seconds before they're going to hit you.
They've had that before in an FM, in a raid, didn't they?
Well, they had the Hunter Reaver killers. Yeah. But yeah, these are a little less damaging. Yeah, that one was messed up. That was a scorch thing.
You mean
they would go up in the air? They would go up in the air and wait for the subs to surface, and then bam, it would hit the subs.
And that's how
robot almost got fired after coming up with that idea.
That was ridiculous.
But yeah, if you take a look and you hit the titanium expedition, you'll see sort of a slow-moving missile that tracks you the whole time.
Yeah, it'll turn around and come after you if you bypass it.
Yeah. So there's other possibilities out there, and you can also then hide in these places where you become shrouded. At some point, they were taking a different look at some of the aspects of the game, and there's some interesting things on there, and they don't really cause you that much damage. So I would go take a look at them as far as some of the things they've done with the game. But yeah, the titanium one is the most interesting, but the expeditions, it's sort of like they're letting the kids play in the expeditions as far as some of the interactions that you see. So, all right, I think we're getting close to winding down. Is that the last slide? Yep. So I'm going to take you off present, and I am going to post a link in case anybody else would like to join the show or the after show. And there you go. It's posted at the right in case anybody would like to join either the live show or the after show and discuss whatever.
And the raid's about to start for me.
Yep, 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I got to go out in 3 minutes.
Well, the 80s are the same.
It started an hour ago for us, but we haven't had time.
Multitask.
I would like to know. Well, it's hard when I'm being a white, but I would like to know how other people are doing on the raid. That's had a chance. Does
I
anybody?
peeked at 80, and it's the same as last time. They didn't mess with those. The 80.
I can't check yet. Anyone hit 1 billion points?
I'm close.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what's the leaderboard?
Oh, hold on, I can tell you. The leader 58.7 million.
So basically, that in old terms, that's 5.8 billion points.
Sector 30. So, and then there's a guy in Sector 1 who obviously has been playing an hour longer, is only at 54.8. So there you go. I hit
And
one
there's
target
no
on that
there's no
795.
prize. There's no prize for first place.
Ego. There's a whole bunch of them in the 50 millions. Well, a whole bunch, 5.
Blitz, blitz, blitz.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
it's like nuts.
But I mean, for most, I mean, what I've looked at, for what I want, it's 97 million. And that's not everything. That's just, it's a lot there.
Yeah.
There is a lot there.
Hi, Walter. Hi, Jordy.
Hi, Lady Cat.
You guys
Hi, all.
have you done started the raid yet, Jordy?
No, I'll start at in an hour.
Okay.
Oh. Well, you two go off to the after show, and I have to leave. So I will talk to you. When's the next one? Hang on, what's today? What one are we doing?
Wednesday.
This is the Wednesday. Okay, I'll talk to you on the Friday show then.
Okay, we'll
I forgot what day I'm at.
He's having troubles. He doesn't know what day.
I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, well, yeah, but you got to remember, it's the Wednesday show, but it's actually Thursday here.
But it's always like
it gets confusing. Yeah, but it gets confusing. It's like some days you'll go, it's the Wednesday show, and I get up Wednesday morning my time. I'm thinking, why isn't the show on? I'm like, oh crap! It's not today. It's tomorrow.
You have to call it the Thursday show in your head.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, it started. All right, I'm gonna go. Good show. I'll talk to you later.
See
Bye,
you.
Ozzy.
See you later, Ozzy.
Hi, Ben.
Hello, how is everyone doing?
Have you
Shit, how are you?
have you started the raid?
Good. I've hit 2 of the 104s.
Get any surprises with your Saturns?
No, it's,
Working like last time?
You haven't hit the new ones though.
no, not the 108er.
The old ones don't have any new tricks because they're still the old design.
Yeah,
You wait till you see some of the new tricks in the new ones.
yeah, I've seen pictures. I do seem to be taking more damage though on my ship this time. I don't know what the deal is, but
Yeah, I haven't seen them be more damaging. They're just a little trickier now.
yeah, I mean,
They've got 2 new tricks up their sleeves.
last raid I was doing the 104 for map repair. This time, not so much. It's 12 minutes on one boat, but
What
Not
are the new tricks then?
Oh, the 2 new tricks are remember those shrouded ships that we could kill for free?
Yeah.
2 of them or 4 of them, I forget which, launch when the other ships start moving, so they don't wait for the blue towers to get going.
Right.
So you knew they weren't going to let us kill those for free forever.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of upset people with Saturns.
Yeah, there are.
in which
In the
Target.
in the 110s, I think it was doing it. It might have been the 108s. So I think it was the Saturn target of the S sets.
all right, that's
Some of us were silly and built a second fleet, thinking, "Wow, we're going to be able to do so good against those ghost crawlers and those fast little ships." And now I'm wondering why.
Well, it sounds like you can still do it in the last month's target.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
That's still a fair amount of points. I mean,
that's not the point. I mean, a lot of people only went out and bought that U3 upgrade offer last raid because
Yeah.
the Saturns were so dire without it. So
Yeah.
to take it away means you're forcing potentially a lot of Saturn players down to doing the level without a bonus payout.
Yeah, see, I spent all that money. I didn't have to because I could have just done the Nemi target if I'm not going to get a set bonus.
Right.
The good news is they didn't do it to all the shrouded ships, just some of them.
But if they've done it so that I can't use the Saturns the way I could have
Yeah,
used them.
and you knew it was only the flag pops, the shrouded ships. You knew that, right?
Right.
So, and the other trick is they've made some of the ships faster than my fastest Saturn. So, if I'm trying to lure them into the edge of the fog like I did last time, they catch up to me and fire all the way back.
Now, that's an eternal problem you had with your Saturn speed, wasn't it?
No, I was able to stay out of firing range and just sort of lure them back before without any time being hit.
On your first iteration, then we were taking the mick about how slow they were, weren't we?
Yeah. The first raid, the Nemis were definitely had the huge advantage. Remember, it was in the second that it went the other way around.
Yep.
But you know what? I have the sync drive on. I don't remember I had the sync drive on before.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the problem. I might have slowed myself down by just enough by switching to the sync drive.
What did you have before?
Well, I thought I had what? It was one of the missile ones that made it go fast. What was it? It wasn't. It was. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Strike system.
Yeah.
So maybe I slowed myself down just enough at critical distance or amount.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Something that just
Are we still live, Hefe?
Yes.
Yeah, we're still live.
Did you not want to talk about the shipwreck thing that's gone on?
Go ahead. I didn't participate, but you know.
I had a go at it. I was lucky enough, obviously, being in the UK. There was a quiet period when most of the USA were at work and what have you. And I had a go at it. Not a lot changed, but I didn't really enjoy the fact that it was a random payout. So you couldn't, although you were getting VXP tokens, you can't. You'd have to do umpty dozen of them to make sure you had enough to balance them out to be able to do your new fleet and have them on equal VXP. And then it dawned on me, I'm paying to play this, whereas I can do the VXP weekend for free. And then I thought, oh, hold on, is this the start of VXP weekends disappearing?
I don't think so, because that's something I think they've been sensitive to, that, and they probably see through the data that a lot of people aren't participating in this. I've watched it a couple times, and I was like, for the payouts, I'm like, because I've watched some of them, and I'm like, then I watch over the course of 15 minutes that, you know, it can attack, you know, I've watched a couple where it gets attacked 10, 12 times, and I'm like, yeah, that's, I mean, it may disappear, but way down the road, I just can't see that as being something that would happen soon, just because the cost is, at least for the ones that I chose to watch, it was pretty, you know, it could be pretty expensive if you have the wrong person, you know, after you, even if they suck. They stack their ships and let them sit there. You still need to coin your ships back, because eventually they, you know, yeah, they would wind you down. So yeah, it still needs some tuning.
I thought it was still going on. Is it not still going on?
Yeah,
Going on for another 1 hour and 50 plus minutes.
it finishes when the last sector starts to raid. The last world starts to raid.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see any in my sector, but I don't know the timing.
Well, does it show expired, or it could be that it ends that way, but it's as soon as the raid hits you, it's over because of what Jordy brought up that it's
No, they're still out there.
They're still
Okay.
out there.
They're whirling.
Yeah, they've just popped
Yep.
up now.
There they go. Woohoo.
I tried one last night.
hmm
I had just cleared both my flash cache and my browser.
Mhm.
Refreshed, hit one, black screen. All I could see was 3 green dots, 3 red dots. Said that was it. Same issue I was having last one. And it's not just me. There's several people that's been.
Yeah, it was one of the ones I didn't realize it was you until it was over. There was one like 2 hours ago that you got beat at, and then the guy that beat you, it went back and forth. Like there was like 10 battles before he won.
Yeah, I haven't hit one today. But
It might have been somebody with the similar prefix to your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your game name.
Yeah. But I gave up on it after that one. I said it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Well, I was a little bit upset when I saw it this morning, but I saw the shipwrecks. Then they had the message up top that said shipwrecks are spawning for 24 hours, but they didn't say when the 24 hours started. And so I didn't know when it ended, and I'm having to go to work just as I'm finding this out. So not too happy about the communication.
No, it was rolled out very poorly again.
Yeah, I am happy that the UK got their chance though, because we've had other times when they're hurting because something starts as they're going to bed. So I'm glad that somebody got some good out of it.
Yeah.
Most of us had to go to work over here in the US.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm assuming they're not getting punished, but now that it's a Canadian company, shit, yeah, they're fine with the Brits. I don't know, because the Brits could still be, the U.S. might still
Well,
be
Canada.
back and forth from a couple hundred years ago. They didn't have that issue with Canada. Now the kids are a Canadian company. Who knows what's going on?
The Queen's still the head of state of Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So technically, it's a British company.
Okay.
We had our connects a long time ago.
Wait. Isn't it a Swedish company based out of Canada?
Okay. Kixeye is a Canadian company now, but it's a subsidiary of a Swedish company.
All right.
So
what country gets the money, the profit?
I think it's probably split. It's probably
shareholders.
Canadian company, the shareholders, right? There you go.
Yeah,
whichever country they're in.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a publicly traded company. Took a little bit of a dip the last couple of days, but it did have no, I've been following it. It did have a spike after Kixeye, but it started to correct itself afterwards.
Then people realized what Kixeye was.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming it was all over the 2-month raid cycle, and they're like, "Oh, sell this shit."
No, that's just speculators, and it adjusts to the revenue again.
Well, except for you look at that. I don't know. We're probably getting into the after show, but if you look at that stock, even before this, it's like it's been doing pretty crazy things. So. Yeah, I wish I bought some a year ago, just to be honest.
We'd never have guessed they'd be alive this long in most air cases.
No, I'm saying still front, not, oh, that we wouldn't be alive or the game wouldn't be alive.
The game.
Well, I'm not sure what you guys do, but I thought it would be alive a year from there. But yeah, it's all good. So besides, since it's probably not great for the show to be discussing, stock performance and
Well, you never know.
speculation
People got
there.
retirement accounts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, we could discuss what happened to the Raptors, but since it's a Canadian company now, we don't want to talk about that. But I don't know. Is there any sort of parting words or anything that we should say before we go to the after show? And I'll post the link for everybody again in case you'd like to join the after show.
Good luck in the raid, everyone. Hope you get what you want and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I'm in.
Good luck.
Okay.
Have
All
fun,
right.
folks.
Well, I'm going to post the link one last time for everybody, and then feel free to join us in the after show. And if not, we'll see you on Friday. And hopefully we have more information on the raid and how to do it and whatever, I'm waiting for them to add prizes on Monday.
Yeah.
So,
And one other thing, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Oh,
even
yeah.
if you're not
Happy
certain
Father's
you're a father, you could
Well,
still.
you could be, and you never know it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, you could still sell either way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. See you to those that think they might be fathers. Happy Father's Day. And later, everybody. We'll see you on Friday.
Good night.
Night.
Night.